I'm starting the stream a little bit earlier than usual. Title Tuesday starts in about 35 minutes, and I think I'll play some warm-up games. Okay, first warm-up game, playing MFatigue. Maybe they're also warming up. Title player. Thank you, Kleinmensch, the first time prime. Question if I'll stream on Kick. I think it's more likely I'll stream on YouTube first, and then Kick. I've been wanting to try like YouTube live streaming for a bit, but it takes some different sort of setup compared to Twitch. I just have to figure out the technical aspects. Could castle here, maybe knight c6, most flexible. Remember Levy used to like to play this line from the white side. Okay, double fianchetto. I'll probably castle at some point. Probably have to take that. And castle. I'm trying to be solid here. Offering a queen trade. I'm allowing d4. Retreat f3. Maybe it's not great for me. I'm thinking d5. d5 is probably the wrong approach. Yeah, I want my pawns on dark squares. We both have light square bishops. So there might be some idea to play e5. Some alignment here. Maybe some ideas of like a5, b4. Put the rook in the center. White has this idea, but can't really play it right away because e4 needs a babysitter. The knight is tied down to c3. And not super easy for white to figure out a plan. Rook d3. e4 or e5. Also queen a5. Yeah, I think I'll tickle the a-pawn. Win the a-pawn. Also the c-pawn is hanging too. Yeah, maybe just take the c-pawn. There's queen d2, but then I can take on a3. Yeah, it pins, but takes on e3. I think should be okay. There's queen g5 here, which maybe I should have looked at a bit closer. Yeah, it's complicated. I have king f8. Not the prettiest move. And probably necessary. Queen h6, king g8. I think it's still okay. Bishop's kind of stuck on e2. Nice having this pawn chain. Yeah, welcome back to more people. I'll address everyone after this game finishes. Okay, I could check. Check first. I'm just trying to trade rooks and trap the bishop. Free rook. I mean, here, and then knight g8. Maybe white thought queen h8 is mate. Or maybe they thought this, but I have checkmate first. Yeah, thankfully queen takes f7 is not it's not mutual checkmate. It's the first player to checkmate wins the game. Okay, nice warm-up. I think that was a pretty clean game. Is there any picture evidence of Eric with a grown beard? Yeah, there is one YouTube thumbnail. If you Google Eric Rosen beard. Wasn't my peak moment, but it was a moment in time. So, let me try and catch up with chat. I'm scrolling up. What's your opinion about Alirezah's shoes and or other disturbing behavior in tournaments? Yeah, it seems like it's just something that's already blown over by now. I mean, sometimes when there's disturbances, and especially when a player complains, then it's an appropriate time for the arbiter to do something. It seems like the arbiter was reasonable with what he did, but I know it's hotly debated on Twitter and other platforms. I don't really consider myself a Twitter guy either. Like, I have Twitter, but I'm not so active. When I post on Twitter, it's usually just like posting photos of cool things that I see. Like, I tweeted for the first time in like months recently, sharing the photo of the solar eclipse. It would have been funny if if the arbiter told Alirezah to like not wear the same shoes, and then next day Alirezah like shows up barefoot. But yeah, that was probably unlikely to happen. I have played in tournaments where the floors have been very creaky. There was one tournament, it was at the St. Louis Chess Club, and the floors, they weren't creaky, but they were like squishy. Like some coating of the wood, like every time anyone would walk, it would make like this squishy sound. But they had since fixed it. And this was years ago. I'm trying to remember other floor instances. I played in Gibraltar. We played at like this old library. The floors were a little bit creaky there, but it wasn't too distracting. But there was another issue in Gibraltar where it was like really cold, and they had some like very old heating system. And I remember the first day they gave all the players blankets just in case players would get cold. So that was nice. Like, the organizers were at least prepared for potential issues. And then there was like unlimited tea and coffee too. A very cozy environment in Gibraltar. Why can't family view the games? What does that mean? Is a family friendly tag not turned on? When I streamed the poker tournament, I had to turn on like mature content, I think, for Twitch rules, but yeah, generally the stream is family friendly. Oh, but maybe I misread the context there. Oh, the whole... Yeah, I saw the interview yesterday with Alirezah's dad. But that seemed to be more of like tournament regulation. I've been to these tournaments where you get a badge and you have different access levels. And usually media has more access than the company persons for players. But yeah, hopefully everything is like resolved. And sometimes it's just a communication issue of like making sure everyone's on the same page. Yeah, sometimes I'll just like read through Twitch chat and then I'll read something and then not realize what context it's in. Anyway, let me play another game. 25 minutes until Title Tuesday starts. Try and keep warming up here. I'll play e4. Maybe we'll have a Ponziani. Ponziani time. Yeah, this is a line. It's actually a Gambit line. Black sacked a pawn. Very often black tries to get compensation. Bishop d6 and e4. I don't know so much theory here. b5, wow. If I take... I don't fully understand. I guess black sacked two pawns. The king takes and then c4. At least I can maybe develop. The king's in the center. b3, bishop b2. I'm not super eager to castle.
1 more month till my 1-year anniversary, quack.
Yeah, this d3 square is terrifying. Happy almost anniversary. Yeah, I might have to allow the knight coming in. Looking at knight b5. Knight b5, bishop e5. Let's try castling queenside. So knight e5, castle queenside, knight d3, king b1. It's interesting. And maybe at some point I can take. There's f5. I have f3 here. I'm trying to destabilize a knight. Oh. And bishop a3, king c2. I'll put a lot of pawns. I have 3 center pawns. 1 move away from a pawn diamond. I mean, I probably want to put my pawns on dark squares. Try and restrict the bishop. Also ready to play rook a1. Get my king out the way. Maybe knight b5 at some point. I take, no. f5 is a good move. Here, rook a4. Takes and then queen takes. Takes, rook a8, king c3. It's scary. I think it should be okay though. I think I have to take here first. A similar line. No, I have to take with king. My king might run around. e5. Rook b1. Yeah, it's really scary. So queen b4, king d3, rook a3, I take. I put my king on e4. Maybe it can be okay. So queen b4, king c2. Ready to play e6. Control the center. Okay. I was kind of expecting black to fight more somehow, but I mean, it's so nice having these pawns. I mean, basically what happened this game, my opponent kept sacrificing pawns and then just didn't get compensation. So, yeah, like sometimes when I play Ponziani, it's white getting the early initiative. In this game, black went for some early initiative. Actually, the engine says this line is completely fine for black, but it still requires accurate play. I haven't looked at this in a while. I vaguely remember like older engines preferring white, but maybe older engines were more materialistic. Knight f6, bishop c4. Oh, b5. Okay, so e4 first. Yeah, maybe my opponent got confused because b5 just lost a pawn. But one of the top moves is b5 immediately, which doesn't lose a pawn, provokes this, and then e4. And then, yeah, this looks very playable for black. And still some ideas of eventually bringing the knight to e5 and d3. Oh, thank you everyone for the partner anniversary wishes. I don't remember what year I became a Twitch partner. I'm probably 2018. I started streaming regularly late 2017. And I don't remember it being like a big deal, but yeah, it was so long ago. I don't even know what the benefits are of Twitch partner. I guess I have more emote slots and a check mark next to my name. Maybe one of these more like symbolic achievements. Which was first between YouTube or Twitch? Well, YouTube launched in like 2005 or 2006. Twitch launched in I think 2011. I might be off by a year or two. I'm not sure when YouTube live streaming launched. Because there was a point in time in like 2010, there was a website, livestream.com, which was like the most popular platform to live stream. Yeah, I created my YouTube channel, I think back in 2015. I didn't start posting until probably 2017. Okay, so I gained a little bit of rating. I guess one moment I want to look at in this game, like how to handle this knight maneuver. And maybe I should have, yeah, probably should have played h3 first, restricting this knight g4 move. b3, this is also playable. Yeah, because black center dissolved. Yeah, Twitch has changed over the years with like how I think subs and bits have worked. And I probably haven't done the best job of like keeping up with all the new features. It seems like they've made a lot of like improvements in the last few years. Did Eric play Velimir yet? It's been a while since I played Velimir. I've played him in the past on Lichess. Like we've had some bullet matches. I know I've beaten him at least once. He played the England Gambit and I refuted it. Anyway, I guess I'll play one more warm-up game. Okay. Playing this person. We have an almost Cambridge Springs. Not quite, though. I mean, usually the pawn's on e3. Yeah, bishop d2. Are we going to repeat? Bishop g5. Oh, okay. That's probably some success. Now it's a semi-Slav with this bishop misplaced. g4, wow. Just h6. What to do? Let's play a gambit. I remember this idea against g4 is to play b5 and c5. I used to play similar lines as white. The one time I played this in a tournament, a slightly different move order. I played against Ray Robson. Ray played this idea against me. Maybe I should have played a6 first. I'll try and make this work. I mean, c4, I think now's the time. Kick the bishop, and then a6. There's takes e4. Okay. Interesting. I mean, knight g5. You have to play queen e7. Not super comfortable. Interesting position. Knight's just gonna chill. I'm scared of f3, e4. That was really not pleasant. Bishop g5 is coming. Not the move I wanted to play.
Thanks for all the instructional streams, drawback chess, and Gambit.
Oh, thank you. I'm in trouble here. I have this move. Thank you, Scully lives. And there's takes in knight d6, but what to do? King takes maybe? Queen takes. At least I guard f7. Bishop is so bad here. That's a good move. Some practical chances. Yeah, that's a gift. That's still not looking good. Ooh, it's not working though. Oh, now it's working. Now it's a 3-result game. Oh, I hung a knight. Not stalemate. Okay, what to do? Still an interesting game. There's a point there. I set up one last trick. If the reason why I played rook h8 was hoping for this, and then takes, and then stalemate. Of course, this is checkmate, but yeah, it's what to do. Still a difficult position. I was close to playing this move. I wasn't sure about just a pawn almost promoting, like takes and then check and then here and then here. Ah, but then maybe I have this move. Yeah, maybe I could have resisted more. I mean, white has this move to not lose a bishop and then be completely winning. So that will be my final warm-up game. I'll be coming into Title Tuesday rated 27-23. And anything to take away from this game?
Sometimes it seems you like stalemating more than winning.
Yeah, I mean, stalemating from a losing position can bring a lot of joy. A winning, of course, can bring joy too. But sometimes what brings the most joy is learning. At least it's long-term joy. Knowledge can equal happiness. B5 is probably not the best move. Oh, B5's the best move. Or one of the best moves.
Truly the Bob Ross of chess.
Oh, thank you, lifestyle coaching. I'm actually really surprised. White's like already much better here. Even after G4, wow. Yeah, G4 is one of the top moves. Rook G1 is top move. Yeah, this move order is pretty rare with Queen C2. Engine says takes, which makes sense. Yeah, sometimes the queen is misplaced on C2 in these lines. Like G3, B5 here, and then H6. Okay. It's good to keep in mind. Like there's all these small nuances with the move order. So we have about 5 minutes. Oh yeah, how many candidates are playing in Title Tuesday? I saw earlier like Hikaru, Firouzja, and Vidit played. See Hikaru on top. Not seeing any other candidates. Wait, Fabi? Is that Fabi? No, that's Fanderine. Oh, it is Fabi. Fabi's playing? Wow. That's kind of surprising because he doesn't really stream. Although he did stream, what, a month ago? Wow. Welcome back to White Noise. Happy 62 months. Hey, Joe Brune is wearing the Rosen shirt. Very nice. Not even Rosen is wearing the Rosen shirt. How many people are watching that are currently wearing some merch? Some Oh No My Queen merch or Rosen merch. Oh yeah, Fabi streams only once every 6 years. So he'll be back in 2030. Hopefully he's world champion by then. Who are your favorites to win at this stage? Wait, favorites in Title Tuesday or favorites in candidates? In Title Tuesday, I mean, Hikaru and Fabi. In candidates, also Hikaru and Fabi. Let's go America. Which of the current candidates have potential to at some point be world champion? I mean, probably all of them. Maybe not Abasov, but the other players have potential. But even Abasov like could have a hot streak, but it's going to be hard for him to qualify for candidates again. Just competition is so stiff. Okay, I heard a sound. Okay, I guess that was a 90-second sound. Oh, it's Hans. I think Hans won the earlier Title Tuesday. I saw there was a tie for first.
Keep it up, Eric. Good luck.
Thank you, Plantaray. Appreciate that. Okay, emote only. Here we go. First game. Playing Candidate Master, Resi 23. Maybe King's Indian attack. D4, okay, so playing somewhat of a pet line. Knight B5. Might have to play Knight D8 here. There's also Bishop D6. There's also taking. There's some logic to taking. Might be the wrong approach. 95. 95 a6. Just trying to get a playable position. I'm not even threatening to take the pawn, though. Bishop g5 was a little bit unusual. I think I'm happy with the trade. Hitting the knight. Things are getting spicy, though. Take, take, take. Rook a7. Also thinking take, 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 and then rook d8. Tense position. There's this alignment, there's this alignment. It's currently equal material, but there's so much pawn tension as well. b2 is hanging. Let's take. Yeah, rook d8 is coming. Rook d1 is coming. Queen g5. Not exactly what I want. Yeah, rook a d1. I was looking at c6. There's a line that just completely simplifies into a draw. I might not be able to avoid it. I can't take because rook takes d5. And with this line, yeah, we might just be simplifying. Take. Hopefully I'm not worse. White's putting pressure though. Queen b5. Oh, I might be in trouble here. How to do this? Queen c8. Rook a7. It's not pleasant. At least pieces are staying on the board. It's still a fight. Not really threatening to take the bishop. Okay, now I am. b2 is hanging. Bishop's also attacked. Interesting. Some time scramble. Everything's defended. Okay. Not the easiest game. I mean, I was probably in trouble at some point. Somewhere. I think you said, Smet, happy 18 months. Like around here, when white played queen b3, it felt really uncomfortable. Wow, apparently white's winning after rook takes d5. How does this work? Rook takes d5? Takes. I'd seen this line. I thought rook c8. I saw this line from a different move order. Rook c1, 97. Ah, this works because there's bishop b7 in the end. Wow. That's hard to calculate. I saw the line from this move order. Takes, and then rook takes d5. Apparently I'm okay with knight b4, but I was still probably going to go for this and then just walk into bishop b7. And white's completely winning here. So a very fortunate game. I probably mishandled the opening. Bishop takes b5. Maybe even bishop a6 is not the right approach. I have to go for knight e8. Thank you, Zgru. Happy 7 months. Oh, usually people play c4, after which this is the best move. But with c3, it's interesting. I can play a5 here to keep that in mind. Trying to understand knight c6, knight b5. Oh, a6, that's kind of cute. If knight here, the knight gets trapped. Okay. Well, good start, 1 out of 1. A good wake-up call, too. I see the comment from Terminal ADD. Got to play the Queen Sack Stafford Gambit line over the board. Wait, a few times last week. Nice. It doesn't happen too often, but when it does, it feels good. Yeah, towards the end, we can take a quick look. White was still in control. Queen e3. Yeah, this position, like, there's so many tactics white can look for against my pieces. But why is this winning? Rook d7? Ah, queen e8. Takes, and then bishop e4 in the end. Okay, back to e-mode only. Oops. What did I do? Here we go. I'll probably just go for London this game. Try and be solid. What do I want to play? Knight d2. I think I'm just going to keep a very solid game. It might be a bit symmetrical. You might see knight e4. Knight e4 could make things imbalanced, though. If we see bishop g6, maybe I take and perhaps go for knight g5. And not the most exciting London line, but I didn't feel like taking risks going for other lines. And knight g5? Kind of interesting. No more symmetry. Like, I haven't committed to castling. If takes, the h file is really nice. One idea is to get the queen to h4. I'm thinking takes and then f4. Takes, knight b5, castle. Let's try it. I'm getting a stonewall setup. Discouraging e5, reinforcing my knight. And I was looking at the sign takes isn't played, so let's castle. There was an issue if I take back, the pawn would not be defended, but now it's supported by the rook. Rook c1. Maybe still slightly uncomfortable. Some ideas to get the knight to c5. If this knight moves, I do have queen h3. Kind of miss this move though. Interesting position. Knight g4. I should have played probably some other move there. Queen wants to come to b1. Oh, what to do, what to do. I have to put my king on h3. And there's some idea of using the back rank. My king looks ridiculous on h3, but black's king can also be a target. I'm not quite in time. And this is a massive threat. Black deals with it. Hmm. Okay. Oh, it was not easy. My horsey found a nice square though. Okay. A really close game. 2 out of 2. Let's go. Again, really not easy. I was trying to play safe in the opening, and then at some point I took some risks with this knight g5, f4 idea. Yeah, black should probably take, because if I take with e-pawn, then there's queen takes f4. I was going to take with c-pawn, but yeah, the structure is not that impressive for white. So going back to what happened in the game, yeah, I was probably just slightly worse for a good chunk, but there was still this nagging pressure on the king side. Even though the engine says black is much for choice. This was kind of a momentum shift, because it's hard for black to actually generate threats. Though here, what happens after this? Rook b1. Or knight c6. I may have misplayed it here. Oh, I missed force mate. Oh, I had rook c8 immediately. Wait, how does this work? Oh, okay, no time to analyze. Playing Blubaum, I think. Strong player. I actually sometimes like follow Blubaum's openings, get inspired by his repertoire. So he also likes to play these Carlsbad structures from the black side, at least in the games that I've seen. 95 right away. I think I still have to go for this. Usually the queen is on c2 and the rook's on e8. This might be a slightly better version for white because I'm not threatening knight b4. Wait, do I have this? Bishop takes. Don't think it works. Queen takes g4. No. If the queen were on c2, this might work. Hmm. Probably have to play rook c8. Bishop g4. Queen e7. I'm trying to induce queen c2 to then maybe have the tactic. If takes, I don't think I mind taking with f-pawn. And there's b4 here. Okay, some center pawns. c5. Calculating b3, c4 takes bishop h2. Still probably c4. Been looking at this idea the whole game. Now it probably doesn't work. G5. Yeah, I think G5 just to simplify. It looks weakening, but maybe it's okay. Some similar vibes to the last game with the structure and knight here. But white doesn't have a knight to defend h2. So this could be a big idea. F3, knight e5. Maybe just knight f6. C3 here. C3, queen d4, takes. And f7, f3. Try this. Probably too risky. It's interesting though. E4 coming. Is d3, take. That doesn't work. Keep the tension. Not looking good. Queen d5 there. Okay. I fell apart. What to do? Opponent found some good moves. I played in a very risky fashion. I think starting with queen f7, I guess. Yeah, c3. I rejected this line because I didn't see what to do after queen d4. Takes. And I thought my pawn is more of a weakness. My knight's not like that useful. I guess the point is it's hard for white to win back this pawn because f2 is a liability. King g7, rook c2. I have e5 and d4. Still a difficult position to play. G-Space is asking, why not bishop takes h2 after the queen moved? So yeah, it was a move that I was constantly looking at. I mean, the queen defends the bishop here, also covers g4, so it doesn't work at all here because takes, knight g4, queen takes, and yeah, black would lose 2 pieces. And then I don't think it worked here because, yeah, there's queen takes g4. If there's not queen takes g4, then this works because like king g3, g5, but yeah, that's the problem with the queen still on d1. So I played c4 to cut off the queen to try and set this up. After queen c2, I was looking at it here too. I think the problem is after it takes knight g4, there's king g3. And if I play g5, the knight is just hanging. Like white can take it, and I don't have enough attack against the king. Okay. Next game. Moving on. Play London. I didn't get a great position the first game I played London, but I'll try and redeem myself. We have this line. Yeah, this is a sharp line. I sometimes play this line as black. I don't think like g4 is the most common response. Also knight f6 I don't think is the most common response. I think I'm already on my own here. Looking at g5. Might as well keep pushing. There's knight g7 to f5. Okay. And try and make this work somehow. Maybe just bishop d3 if knight g7. And queen c7 is probably coming. Queen c7, perhaps bishop b5. It's the only way to maintain control over e5. I really don't want to take, but what else to do? Take a knight g4. Oh, white's probably worse here. Like I conceded the bishop pair. This light square bishop, even though it's not developed, it's going to be probably a headache to deal with later. I'm trying to set up some like immediate tactics. Knight f6. Okay, maybe queen d2. Yeah, it's still interesting. Do have some time advantage. Queen e7, maybe knight fe5. Up about a minute on the clock. f5. I think I have to take. Probably have to take again. There's also knight ge5, knight e4, queen c2. Let's go for this. So knights are superfluous, trying to keep the bishop out of play. Like black's not getting an e5 here. The idea is probably to storm the h-pawn, castle queenside, get the other rook to the g-file. And black's trying to destabilize my center. Can take back with bishop. Oh, that's not good. Probably losing material now. H5. Take, 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 take. Probably should castle first. Still maybe a fight. Do I have queen a4? Check. Let's start with this. That's not looking good. At least I'm trying something. A4, and H6. Good move. Queen C1. Queen F5, King A1. Take and put a rook on G7. Play this first. Let's go. Okay. Man, all the games I've won so far today, like I think I've just been worse getting outplayed, but still fighting back. At least we're having a break now. That was round 4. I have at least a 6-minute break. My opponent actually made like a very I don't want to call this like a beginner mistake, but it's kind of a beginner mistake where you kind of just assume the rook can't move off the first rank because of the back rank idea, but the bishop was just capturable because I don't have to take the queen first, I just move back and black's not mating. I remember like very vividly seeing this idea for the first time when I was like 9 or 10 years old, like kind of trying to process the fact that like it looks like a typical mate, but yeah, the rooks defend each other through X-ray basically, like through the queen. So I'm 3 out of 4. A decent start. I mean, I've lost to the one high-rate player, but still had a good game against Blubaum. So we can see the standings here. Looks like a lot of players on 4 out of 4. Danya, Shanklin, Hans, a lot of the regular names. I haven't seen Shanklin play too many Title Tuesdays though. Also, where's Fabi? Oh, Faruja's here. I'm a half point behind Faruja. I'm looking for Fabi and Hikaru. I don't think Magnus is playing. Unless he is. Komsky. Yeah, I'm searching for Fabiano, but not seeing him. I wonder if he like registered, but then decided, oh no, here he is. Oh wow. So he's also 3 out of 4. So I could potentially play him next round. Oh, maybe I overlooked Hikaru. Around 20. Oh yeah, Hikaru's 4 out of 4. So let's see how Fabiano. Oh, Fabiano lost to an IM in the second round. Is Fabiano playing his candidates prep in Title Tuesday? Probably not. No, G6. So he's just trying to play chess. Plays a King's Indian. Seems like he fell for a basic opening trap. Is this already bad for black? Pawn takes pawn? I don't know the theory here. Pawn takes pawn. Oh, maybe this is still theory. So black loses a pawn but gets compensation. But white basically just won a pawn from the opening, and it's still impressive to outplay Fabi, or to win against Fabi from such a position. Off the card, bishop ending. And maybe at some point the engine says it's equal. Yeah, kudos to white for like continually pushing. Yeah, both players got low on time. Ooh, bishop e4. Yeah, this is still holdable. Like, it's probably going to lead to rook bishop versus rook if black doesn't blunder. I didn't see Duda losing to Tani, no. Yeah, it's hard to follow the other games when I'm also playing the tournament. It's a nice upset, though, for Tani. Did they schedule a break day in candidates for Title Tuesday? It probably wasn't specifically for Title Tuesday, but it just so happened. Because last week, I don't think it was a rest day. The last week definitely wasn't a rest day. Like, none of the players played Title Tuesday who were playing in candidates. But timing worked out nicely here. I am curious if they, like, intentionally scheduled the rest day for the solar eclipse. They knew it would be passing through Toronto. And try and regain focus. Here we go. Okay, not playing Fabi. Playing this person. Doctor, is this Ivic? This is Ivic. Wait, did I take his profile picture? I photographed him during the World Cup. I think I've played him before in Title Tuesday too. Okay, E3. Yeah, trendy line. Pretty sure I'm supposed to take with knight. Knight E5. It was a little bit annoying. Huh. Knight E5. F6. I have to play C6. I'll eventually play C5. Now allowing takes in bishop G7. I think it should be okay. Like, I'd win G2. So bishop G7, rook G8, bishop moves, takes G2. Queen C2. Knight f8. Looking at bishop f6. And the king is tied down to the f pawn. And white might sack though. I was just looking at takes and queen h4. If I take... c5. So bishop d3, c5. Bishop moves. A castle. It makes sense to throw in this move. Calculating this and then e and d4. Getting the rook and pawn. Ideas after takes rook f1. I have rook g1. Confusing position. Idea 94. I have c4. Takes. The point is simply to deflect the queen from defending the rook. There's this move, but then I take back. Queen is still hit. Oh, wow. Bishop c8. It's crazy. I don't have anything here. Ah, I couldn't move my king. I don't know why. Maybe I wasn't clicking properly. Okay, I mean, it's totally lost in the end. What to do? That's crazy though, because I thought I was winning when I played c4, which I was. Ah, I just take the queen here. Oh, it's completely winning. Arrgh. I just assume that takes and then it's the same situation, but it's not because this bishop c8 move. Wow, that's a pretty bad miss. Good game though. I mean, I felt like I was playing well there. Had my chances. Yeah, queen a1, there's queen b1. White is just up a rook. It was a weird opening. I haven't seen the specific line with bishop e5 check. It's playable though. Yeah, maybe this was a bit dubious to go into, but it really imbalanced the position. I was happy with this line. c4 immediately. Ah, because the c file. If takes, there's just takes and rook c8 coming. Yeah, it was a big mischance. I found the key move, c4. I just didn't follow up. I should have slowed down. Like I still had enough time to at least consider this and see the simplification. Okay, so I'm 3 out of 5. No upset so far. Even though this game was slightly upsetting. I mean, in all my games, the higher rate player is winning. Why was pawn taking queen not a good move? Well, it was the best move in this position. It's the only winning move. The point is after takes, there's takes, and then I win the bishop. Nice fork in the end. So, I'm 1 point behind Perugia. Looks like Perugia drew another game. Okay. Here we go. I've been doing decently with the London. Although, even though I'm winning games with London, I'm not, I haven't been getting the best positions. Okay, we have this line. e6, e3. This is a fun line. This is a pawn sack line if black wants to take. If takes again, there's knight b5. Haven't had this one in a while. I think I showed this line in like a very old St. Louis Chess Club lecture video. Actually, there was a few years ago I had beaten Fabi in this line like in 10 moves in an online game. I think e4 right away. a4. Getting a nice Benoni setup. Knight d2 very often comes. A multi-purpose, defending the pawn, preparing knight c4 eventually. Bishop a6, interesting. I don't really want to trade bishops, but I might have to. Okay. And trade bishops. Still some nice space advantage. Preparing f4, maybe in some cases. f4, knight g6, queen d3, prepare e5. Maybe queen f3 is better there. G5, interesting. And now my plans might change. Actually looking at bishop takes. I think I'm going to start with this. I get some initiative, knight c4. I'm dreaming of just getting the knight to f5. If rook takes, there's knight. I didn't even see knight f3 hitting the pawn and the rook. And if black takes here, then I think position it's really nice. G4 might be coming. I'm actually considering playing this. There's also f3. I'll play knight f1. A safer move. And g4, either play h4 or take. G4 take. That's not happening. Okay, going for this. Always have to watch out for these tactics, but don't think they work. Now what? Queen h5. There's also queen g4. Let's start with this. Controlling a lot of squares in black's territory. I don't think black can defend the pawn. I don't know if I want to take the pawn, though. Probably do. Bring the other knight in. I'm going to win g5. Queen h8 appears to be the only move. What to do? Rook a3. It's time to rook lift. Threatening this. Kind of like this idea. Because if rook d7, knight comes in, I still have this move. Threatening to queen. I mean, now there's a few options. Play this. Simple enough. Okay. I think that's the cleanest game I've played so far. Like, felt like I was in control the whole game. Got a very nice sort of Benoni structure from the opening. And yeah, this is a line, it's not so well known. This is basically a bishop f4, queen's Indian. Usually the bishop's not on f4. And it's kind of a hybrid between like a London, but also a main line like queen's pawn with d4 and c4. But it's one of these specific positions where after c5, white can happily play d5. And I can show a nice opening trick after takes knight c3. If black takes again, then there's really nice compensation for white to play knight b5, attacking this. Black plays this to defend, then white can take. And okay, white's still down a pawn, but has like very nice development. And the most natural looking move for black, d5, which looks to solve black's problems. This is just a losing move due to queen a4. And there's no great way to deal with the threats of double check. If queen d7, there's 95. There's actually, there's a line that keeps going here. Knight d7, white can castle. After takes, there's takes, and 95. And white's winning here. But my opponent didn't go for any of that. I mean, played, what did they play? Pawn, bishop e7, then I took back. So, I'm 4 out of 6. I'm gaining a little bit of rating. Question, what happens if there's an odd number of players? If there's an odd number of players, usually the person in last place will get a full point buy. This is common across different tournament formats. Thankfully, I don't think I've ever received a full point buy in Title Tuesday. It requires like a pretty bad performance, or it just requires you to be the lowest rated player in the first round. And D21 Dan says, oh yeah, there was some chatter on the Chess24 broadcast. I was mentioned, I think it was Robert Hess was the first one to mention me in regards to the Prague against Veruja game. Prague played a rare opening that I sometimes like to play. And then Anish kind of elaborated on why I might play that opening. I did react to it in one of my most recent streams. Because Anish was talking about me while I was streaming. This was a few days ago on Saturday. I was playing the Tile Arena, also watching the candidates. So I don't think we have a break this round. No, that was round 6. After round 8, it's another break. If you had to redo life and you had to be a teacher, what would you teach? You can't pick chess. Oh dear. Maybe like photography or Photoshop. I enjoy visual media, so yeah, graphic design, photo manipulation, photo editing. At some point in time, I was considering like starting a completely separate YouTube channel around that, but never actually materialized. Okay, new game. Playing FM IMGC. I have a Kali opening. I think we're transposing into some kind of Queen's Gambit accepted, and maybe reverse. Not so booked up here. I mean, A5 looks to be an idea, but this is not an opening in my wheelhouse. I'm keeping the tension between the pawns. We could play B6 immediately. Just bishop B7. Waiting for this bishop to move, and then I probably take. Or white takes first. Take with queen. Interesting decision here. I'm gonna keep queens on the board. Just develop probably bishop f6 eventually. Yeah, white's been a little bit slow to develop on the king side. Bishop d3, I might have this move. Although that's scary opening the g file for white. Yeah, the c6 square. Knight d7, knight c6, takes. Let's start with this. I want to play knight c5 with tempo. Queen h5, I have g6. I also have knight d4, knight e5. Kind of like the knight on c5 though. a4 is a move. A tense position. The rooks belong on open files. My queen would like to be on h6. Hard to get there though. There's bishop e5. Doesn't work. And maybe just g6. Looks a little bit slow. Just thinking the bishop should drop back. h5, queen g3. Looking at a4. a4, knight d7. Knight probably wants to reroute to the king side. Even to c4 would be interesting. Offering a trade of rooks. Have to calculate knight c6, takes. Start with knight e5. Bishop c4 here. Just move back. f4 might be coming. Let's try it. It's risky. Couldn't allow f4. Running rook takes d4. Maybe queen f4. Ah, I blundered. Or no, I didn't. I'm controlling d8. Oh no, I blundered. Oh. Oh, that's not good. Yeah. So I think I did blunder when I took the pawn. Position got so tense. White's pieces were just well placed there. Probably had to play like bishop f8. My bishop was so badly placed on c4 in the end. Yeah, difficult position. Yeah, white played well in the end. What to do? A safer move probably would have been like bishop going back. Although bishop c4, it was the best move. It was just hard to follow up. Wait, how does this work? Bishop takes b5. Knight takes b5? Ah, I have knight c4. And I win back the piece and a pawn. Wow. Okay, some missed tactics there. What to do? 4 out of 7. That was the first upset so far. First time the lower rated player won out of my games. Yeah, in the end, I don't think there's anything I can do about e5. Yeah, just winning for whites. Bishop covers e7. Let me check the opening. Opening was probably just solid for both of us. e6 is the safest move. What did b4 here? b4, a5. I think I would have played bishop d7. Oh, but apparently this is also fine. b6 bishop here. Ah, there's no c6. Okay. Okay. 4 points. So I think we have one more game until a break. Close my tabs here. Okay, next opponent. I'm sticking with London. Worked out well that previous game. Although this game will have a Pirc or an e5. Played 92. I'm trying to play the chess mood recommendation. Shout out to chess mood. I didn't watch their video like so extensively about this line. But it should hopefully be a solid setup. h5, interesting. Just b3 and bishop e2. No, at some point there's some f4 idea. Okay, connecting the rooks. Wow. I'll probably still go for this and then... Well, maybe I should... Yeah, maybe I should not have put the king on h2. I'm not sure. f4... It's weird with this pawn on h5. Play b4. This may have been the wrong approach. Trying to shut in the bishop. Interesting. Yeah, that's a good move. It's getting spicy though. Bishop takes b4, I take on c6. If it takes here, I take here, so I'm actually struggling to see black's idea. D5. Yeah, that's a mess. I have knight takes B5. Knight takes B5. There's also takes and then takes. Not seeing what to do here. Takes, takes, takes. I'm gonna go for this. This could backfire, but it's kind of forcing. Takes, takes. I'll be down exchange. I'm winning pawns. Rook's attacked in the end. Queen e7, maybe c3. It takes, I have to take back. I mean, there's knight c4 in the air. Messy position still. Knight c4, queen c1. I have a fork. Calculating knight c4, queen g5. So many tactics. Take, take. Maybe I should have played knight g7. Well, now I can take. Queen was overworked. Up 3 pawns now. Oh, the knight's kind of trapped. Wow. Does black have no way to defend the knight? Not seeing it. Like literally all these squares, like queen and bishop work really nicely together. Bishop and then queen. Kind of resembles a happy face. Oh, wait, that's a square. I didn't see that square. Let's play this move. Okay. I still win the knight. Oh no! I blundered a queen. Oh, that's so bad. Just lost focus. I should still hold this, I think. Maybe, hopefully. Have the bishop pair. Yeah, this should be a draw. I think it's a fortress. I don't think I can push for a win, really. Can I? To hold on to the pawn. Okay. Oh, that's really upsetting. At least we have a break now. I just dropped a queen. That was a nice game leading up to the winning position. Thankfully I didn't lose. It's very close to losing. Yeah, queen g7 was a very, very nice move. Of course I missed queen f5 winning the rook. Like I relaxed a little bit too soon there. Are there still games going this round? Oh, there's still one game going. The break timer hasn't started yet. I don't think we have to watch this. Unless we do, I mean... 226 moves. So this game is holding up the round. At some point it's going to be 50 move rule. And this is the longest game I've ever seen in Title Tuesday. When was the last capture? Okay. I guess that answers the question. On move 200. Ah, I see. The pawn was moved. Okay. Well, now the break timer has started. So we have about 5 minutes until the next round. Yeah, kind of so-so today. I mean, this last game felt like I built up a nice position and then just completely lost focus in the end. Who do you think is the best IM at Blitz and TT? It used to be Min Lei, but then Min Lei became a GM. So I don't know these days. We can see GM. Looks like, yeah, top 20 spots are all GMs. Number 28 is an IM. 6 out of 8. Oh, there's an FM, number 25. No, number 15. Wow. 2943 FM. Oh yeah, this is probably one of the strongest FMs on the site. I think there's some players that, like, they achieve the rating, or they achieve the qualifications for, like, FM or IM, but then don't pay the fee to get their title. And usually you have to pay some processing fee for FIDE. I'm not sure how it works for Grandmaster, if it's just, like, automatically approved. Remember, like, for FIDE Master, at least when I got my title, I had to pay whatever, like $50. Sometimes the Federation will cover it. So I'm 2 points behind Fabiano. Many more points behind Hikaru. Hikaru on 8 out of 8. Shankland on 7 out of 8. Interesting. Bruja also. So got the candidates players towards the top. Has it been confirmed that Shankland is... Or is Shankland working with Hikaru? Because I actually don't know. No, like, at some point, Shankland was seconding Hikaru. Maybe for last candidates. I saw somewhere, like, Shankland... One of Shankland's ideas was played in Hikaru's game. It was like some early A5 idea in the Italian. It may have been against Vidit. How is Hikaru playing TT? Well, it's a rest day for Title Tuesday, so... Or rest day for candidates. Not a rest day for Title Tuesday. Every non-Tuesday day of the week is a rest day for Title Tuesday. There's 3 more rounds of the tournament, so still time to try and finish strong. Oh, what does that mean exactly to second someone? Being a second is basically like being a coach / trainer. At the highest level, it usually means you're helping the player prepare their openings. So, like for the World Championship match, Magnus would have usually at least 4 or 5 seconds to research openings and help him with opening preparation. And a lot of the players have like a main second that they work with and then some additional people helping. I'm not quite at that point to have like a dedicated second, but it is nice having like some support, especially when it comes to opening prep. during a tournament. What's your opinion on the Petrov? Not in the highest GM level. Are you asking about a mainline Petrov or a Stafford Gambit Petrov? The two are very different. Petrov's very playable, like even outside super GM level. It does require a lot of theory. Maybe at lower levels it can be difficult to play the main lines, but it's like if you know it, then it can be very solid. But there's different ways for white to react and push for an advantage. Okay, new game. A new opponent. Here we go. Make this board bigger. We have knight f3. Ooh, opponent's playing like Firouzja. What Firouzja did against Nepo. Nepo put his bishop on f5. I'm putting my bishop on g4. There's some idea here. h5 first. I think it's h5 first. h3 and then take in g5. With that on d2, it might be different. Take, take. Looking at queen b6. Kind of a random looking move. The point is, like, if white plays... Maybe this doesn't make any sense. I was thinking I have some scope against e3. But maybe I don't. Now I'm wondering about this g5 move. The queen is probably misplaced on b6. I'm going for this. c4 is not played. Yeah, my queen should probably go back. I've probably mishandled this opening, but I think we're still getting a playable position. It might resemble a French structure if white plays e5. c4 could come. c4 is actually kind of annoying. Bishop e7 maybe. Temporarily sack a pawn. This actually looks really, really bad. g4, take. I'll go for this. Yeah, there's line takes. I mean, bishop a3, king f8 is my plan. Probably still king f8. I'm not thrilled with this position. But maybe my pieces will still have squares. e5 is coming. I just blundered a piece. Opponent misses it. Okay. Some life. Play knight f8. It still looks really, really bad. Queen f3, bishop f6. I really want my knight on e6. And maybe I'll be ready to take. I have 7's a threat. I think I have to take. Point is to defend this, to prepare this. Looking at rook c7. That's a move too. What to do? Really? Wow. Opponent really just wanted to flag me. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Like white was basically just pre-moving. But yeah, you can't be pre-moving there. Maybe they missed the fact I could play a6. Okay, I'll take that, I guess. I'm not happy with that game, but that was a huge gift. And I was down 3 pawns, completely lost. Yeah, it's possible white played this like thinking it's a safe pre-move, just forgetting I could play this. And it could be that because I was so low on time, that's what caused my opponent to be careless. Like maybe they were just playing against the clock rather than the board. Let me turn off emote only. Okay. So I'm 5.5 out of 9. Okay. 2 more games to go. Yeah, I want to at least check the opening. Yeah, queen b6 was not the right approach. Bishop f5. Then if f4, then I can play knight g4. Yeah, I was trying to work out ideas how to exploit the e3 pawn in these lines. If takes. Well, black just sacrifices. Okay, queen h4 is interesting. Okay, well, 2 more games to go. I feel like there's been a lot of games today. I've been fighting back from very bad positions. But it's the nature of chess. Like, even when you're worse or even completely losing, sometimes there's hope. I mean, my position was just really bad in the middle game. Like e4 and c4 was very strong. And at some point, you might have an idea, maybe a more effective idea. After rook f8, there's bishop a3. Okay, next game. Here we go. Let's play e4. My first e4 game is white today. I'm playing against the Caro-Kann. Do I go for alien Gambit? Have we seen f6? But we don't. They're playing one of these. Bishop f4. I played something like this in guitar. There's also a line where the pawn goes to h5 before the bishop trade. But with the pawn on h4, there's going to be later ideas of maybe g4, g5. Bishop b4 probably coming, or that move. Yeah, so now probably 94. Getting ready to push the g-pawn. Black might castle queenside. Or not. Okay, castling does happen. What to do here? Maybe now h5. Try and clamp down. More positional game now. Tickling g7. Rook e8. Rook e1 coming. Hmm. Here, knight d5, c4, takes. Try it. Oh, that move I didn't see. The tactics are off today. There. Yeah, I think I just have to play down the exchange. Okay, another bad position. Oh dear, is it getting worse? I do have c5. King b1. Really? I'll play b3. e3, knight b2. I think this works for black, unfortunately. I'm trying something. Feels like deja vu from the previous game. Opponent simplifying into rook ending. Maybe I have a little bit of hope. Probably not, though. You never know. Okay, there goes my king. Oh. I think this game was really just about one blunder, allowing knight c3. Had to be a little bit more alert. I think the opening was all normal. Oh, maybe I had c4 sooner. Yeah, engine's liking c4 here. And just grab space. Okay, what to do? One more game to go. I think we'll just try and have fun in the last game. If I'm black, maybe I'll play a Stafford. I have to wait and see. Caro doing really well, 9.5 out of 10. Yeah, I had a game in the Qatar Masters that went. There's a cool idea. Was it from this position? I think it was from this position. That went queen a5, bishop d2, bishop b4, and then knight e4. And then there were all these ideas of exploiting d6. Takes. I think my opponent allowed it. Like somehow he played this and then allowed this line. Oh, but I couldn't play knight c4. I had to play the other knight to c4. That's one of the ideas in this variation. Of course, in the game, black did not allow such ideas. Okay, let's watch a game. Let's try and find an interesting game to watch. This looks interesting. Black's about to queen. White might have to give up a rook. Yeah, it's going to be rook and bishop versus rook. What would the notation be? Oh yeah, if only one knight can legally move to c4, it would be just knight c4. Maybe some people would write down knight 6 to c4. This looks almost promising for black. And there's rook e2. Not quite winning. Bishop c3. Still seems very close. From repeating the moves there. Okay, just move the rook back and then set up this. I think they repeated the position almost 3 times. Oh, white won on time. Oh no. White won on time, right? Yeah, black flagged. Okay, final game. Let me try and salvage my tournament. Maybe we'll have a Stafford, maybe not though. Opponent taking their sweet, sweet time. Okay. Are we going to see a Stafford? No, we have a different line in the Petrov. D4 is becoming more popular these days. This is still a tricky variation. Black temporarily sacks a knight to then eventually somehow win it back. I don't really know the theory here. Actually not sure about this move. Knight takes d5. Might be an issue. I mean, we might be walking into like a main line. Some queen h5, g6. I'm going to reroute the bishop. And now I'm attacking the queen and the pawn. Queen f4, bishop g7. I have f6 here. There's also like, oh, there's not queen d6, never mind. f6. Don't see anything wrong with it. b7 is kind of an issue. And there's rook b8. There's b6. Looking at queen d4. I really just want to win the pawn. Queen d4, b6, bishop e5, takes. Should be okay. It makes some sense. So take. This line is okay too. There's bishop f1. Not happening though. Aware of rook takes e6. Plans to take on d3. There's some crazy lines like, okay, it's not happening though. Take. C7 is maybe following. King f8 doesn't work. One weird idea. Okay, let's try this. And my idea is to play this and then take. How does white defend? Can white defend? Oh, I can defend with queen a6. Maybe it's still worth playing. So this pin is kind of strong. Oh, the pin is really strong. The queen can't have... White's being resourceful though. I have to play h6. Queen c1. Huh. Rook b7. Threat is f5. Okay. That was actually a kind of cool game. Okay, so I tried to salvage the tournament. I didn't lose my 2700 plus rating. You find the emote only toggle. Don't know where I put chat. Okay. Yeah, there's a very interesting moment in this game with essentially this pawn sacrifice. I didn't calculate fully. So there's this moment when I played rook c8. At first it seems like we're just trading pawns, like queen takes b7, rook takes c2. But once I play rook b8, it feels very difficult for white to defend. At first, actually, when I first saw this, I thought it's winning on the spot, because the queen moves back to some normal looking square, I can take on b2. This rook is overworked. Rook takes b2, there's queen e1 mate. But white found what I think is the only move, queen a6. Now I can't take, because after takes this is not mate, because queen a6. but it was still nice that I keep the pin on the b file. And yeah, this seems to be winning, because eventually I'm going to play f5. Of course, the engine says white's just better. But how does queen d3 work? Queen d3, queen b8, c4. Yeah, there is this idea that if I take on b2, there's takes, and then white's mating. I have h6. Queen c2. Oh, I'm not in time. I want to play king h7 c5, or king h7 f5. But white's fast enough to play c5. Okay, so this is some sort of like very accurate engine defense. Oh, wow. Look at this. Oh, yes, America. Hikaru, Favi, and Sam. 1, 2, and 3. It's great that Hikaru and Favi like finished in top 2, being 2 of the candidates. Firouzja not quite there. Firouzja was number 10 with 8.5. See the full standings here. Hans won earlier, but not seeing Hans in the top spots. I finished. Did I make it to top 100? It's not scrolling down further. I didn't do well enough to be on the visible leaderboard. Oh, there we go. I finished top 100. 87. Tied for 70th. Okay. Well, thanks everyone for watching. Had some fun games. Didn't quite have a staff or Gambit to wrap up the tournament. But a lot of good fights.